Alright, welcome everyone. I am Alpha Heavy Gamer, your host, and once again, it is time for Biggest Winners and Losers, this time Drone Age Edition. Alright, so if this is your first time watching Biggest Winners and Losers on my channel, first of all, thanks for stopping by, I really appreciate that. But what the concept, what I do is I go through each nation and rank order them based on what new vehicles and or mechanics they got. There's some repeat offenders though, and those that have watched this before know what I mean. Alright, so like I said, we've had a bit of time to sample this update, but before I get into each nation, I kind of want to, just not go on a rant or anything, but I just want to cover the elephant in the room, and that is strike drones. So I was kind of hyped about them early, and I was excited about them. Now that it's had some time to sink in, I'm kind of thinking this is not such a sweet idea by Gaijin, and in fact, we may all be losers because of it. I'm going to keep an open mind going forward. They've already made some positive changes, like upping the spawn points required to spawn a drone. But the spawning right over the battlefield, I mean like right over top of it, right in the blind zones of SPAA and SAMs. I mean, you can't see them on the radar. It's hard to see them with your Mark 1 eyeball, so it's hard to acquire them and lock onto them. And it's really just 2 free kills, revenge kill city. I know before I was thinking maybe it would have a negative effect on campers, but I don't know. We'll see as this goes on. All right, and one last thing before we get to the main stuff, but we're all winners. So everybody break out your 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, place trophies, because we all get scout drones, which I think that's been a pretty positive thing on the game. I like the scout drones, not as OP as I thought they were going to be. We all get fire extinguishers for the planes, which has been pretty cool as well. Put those engine fires out. And also we can jettison that ordnance now when there's a surprise dogfight coming up. So really good quality of life upgrades where everyone's a winner. Alright, so enough waffling. Let's get to the good stuff. Alright, so the biggest winner of the Drone Age patch is going to be France. And I say France because the Mirage 2000 has finally arrived. And I played France quite a bit. It was the first nation I got the top tier in. Lots of their vehicles are a struggle. Lots of the vehicles in the game are not modeled accurately. They don't have all of their capabilities. So, it's been a lot of disappointments. But I can finally say that not just me, but a lot of people are very happy the Mirage 2000 did not disappoint. So they're going to come off as the biggest winner for this patch so far. But, there's always got to be some counterbalance to it. So France did also get another Vautour, the Vautour N. It has some pretty good radar missiles, the Matra R511. The missiles could be good, but the radar I don't think is up to snuff on the jet. The Mirage F1C also got an updated cockpit, which is pretty good. And France got a tank, the M36B2, really a tank destroyer. So not much else, but I'm going to place them as number 1 here as the biggest winner, simply because of the Mirage 2000. Alright, so the next biggest winner is China. So China got, if you've been paying attention to that tech tree at all, you kind of know that they've been missing quite a bit. And Gaijin has really been doing surgery on China every single patch. And they finally got their helicopter tech tree. And the tech tree is pretty comprehensive, although it is missing still a couple helicopters. I actually did a video a couple months ago on the Chinese helicopter tech tree, like everything they could get. But they got all the way up to the Z10, which is at 11.0 BR, and it looks to be a pretty competitive helicopter. So very comprehensive. It looks like 6 additions plus the premium that they already had, the Z19E. So really looking good for China on the helicopter tech tree. They also got a ATGM carrier, the HJ9 Red Arrow. Oddballs, I was watching his video the other day, and I think he called it the Mephisto. It looks just like a Mephisto, straight rip-off copy, but the ATGMs on the Mephisto are actually pretty darn good. So maybe give his video a watch, definitely after you watch this video, and also maybe give the Red Arrow a try. It looks to be a pretty good ATGM carrier. All right, so that's it for China. But next up, and surprisingly, is Italy. So gaijin continues to upgrade a lot of the lesser played nations, and I'm pretty happy for that. You can see France is up here at the top for once on one of these videos. So the Italian tech tree got the T-129 helicopter, which is the Turkish version of the Italian A-129 Mangusta. It looks to be pretty nice, some pretty unique weapons on it. For example, you have the Siret 70mm laser-guided rockets, which are really good against light vehicles. I like the rockets. The ATGMs, the L-UMTAS, they're a little slow, but they do have some advantages. You're able to switch targets pretty easily in mid-flight. You can launch them and, let them loft for a while and then pick a target so you can kind of get them down range without a target in mind. So it's a trade-off. And the VRC-C Centauro is pretty good as well. Both of these new premiums replace the OF-40 MTCA and the A129 International. So they replace vehicles that Italy used to have in the tech tree, and I think these are pretty good replacements. Italy also got a jet this patch. Not that great of a jet. It's the G91Y, and not really much new to add there. It's just a 9.3 version of the G91YS, but without air-to-air missiles, in my opinion. Italy also got two ships, the Giovanni da Veranzio and the Andrea Doria. So I don't play naval that much, but at least Italy got some ships as well. So not too bad. All right, so coming up number 4 here for biggest winners is Britain. So Britain got some great additions this patch. The Harrier GR7 was highly anticipated, and I can't wait to get my hands on this jet. I made a video a couple days ago on, what else was left for Britain to get in the aviation tech tree, and I did talk about the Harrier GR7, so I'm glad that it's actually in the game now. But it didn't end there for Britain. They also received the Skink, which was also highly anticipated. It fills a pretty wide open gap at 4.7 for SPAA. Britain's really needed something there for a while, so I'm glad the Skink has come. The Royal Valk Mark 1 F also made an appearance. So far, I only have good things to say about the helicopter. It's at 10.7, but it is quite competitive. I love the chopper. I had the Lynx, the G-Lynx before that, and this one is a big improvement over the G-Lynx. Oh, and also can't forget a ship, right? So Britain also picked up the HMAS Arrow, which is on the coastal fleet side of things, but it's an Australian vessel. Looks pretty cool. Like I said, I don't play naval that much, but it looks interesting nonetheless. So overall, Britain really got a good haul here. I think the diamond, and the crown is the Harrier GR7 though. Really excited to play that jet. All right, coming in at number 5 is Russia. They didn't get the MiG-29, but they still got something. So 2 Su-25s is pretty good. An Su-25K and the regular Su-25. Really good ground attack jets there. Some people say it's the Russian version of the A-10. I disagree. I mean, same mission, but overall very different designs, but whatever. This plane has been highly anticipated though, and I still love the Su-25 Frogfoot. It's one of my favorite jets. Russia also picked up a top tier MBT this patch. It is a squadron vehicle, but it's still pretty cool. The T-80 UK, mechanically the same to the existing T-80U in the game. This one picks up the Shitoro 1 APS, which is okay. I mean, I'd rather have it than not have it. Just keep in mind, it's not going to be that useful at the 10.7 BR, and when you're in night games, please just turn it off, because it can be seen from across the map with someone using NBDs. Russia also picks up 2 warships this patch, the Mikhail Kutuzov and the Blagorodny premium vessel. Alright, so next up and coming in at number 6 is Israel. So, do you like M48s and M60s? Well, it doesn't really matter, because Israel got hella amounts of M48s and M60s this patch. So many more Magaks, the 3, the 3C, the 5, the 6R, the 6C, and the 6M. So lots more tanks, really nothing else. No SPAAs, no planes, nothing. So yeah, tank heaven right there. But I'll still count it as a win. At least they're filling some gaps. So coming at number 7, and the last big winner here is Sweden. So Sweden got a replacement for the TML. If you guys didn't know, it's the CV90-105 XT8. So the swap, I like it. It looks pretty nice. The vehicle's really capable and competitive. And it was a 1-for-1 swap. You didn't have to do anything. If you already owned the TML, you just, when the patch went live, you just had the new vehicle, the CV90-105 XC8, just popped into your garage. But it did move up to 9.3, whereas the TML was at 9.0. So if you were mad about that, they got you. Gaijin's got you. So the Leopard 185 Norwegian comes in at 9.0. So you can buy that for Golden Eagles if you have to have a premium at 9.0. So wrapping up with Sweden, they got another vehicle, the PBV302, which is a Bill ATGM carrier at 8.3. And they got a plain, the AR-196A5, which is all the way down to 1.3, but it's a premium. All right, so no high-tier jets for Sweden, but this is a pretty good haul for them. All right, moving over to biggest losers, we kind of start backwards with this. So coming in at number 3 is Germany taking the L with the MiG-23BN. Not really what German mains wanted. I know a lot of people were talking about the F4 Ice, maybe even the Tornado, something like that, maybe a MiG-29. But no, the MiG-23BN. I guess this jet had to come at some point. I thought it would be maybe an event reward, but nope, it's in the tech tree. The problem is it's at 9.7. The performance of the jet at 9.7 can be a problem, but the MiG-23BN doesn't carry any air-to-air missiles. So it's kind of neutered in that sense. It's really strictly a bomber. Although Germany does have a pretty robust 9.7 lineup that you could build out with the right vehicles. So I guess it does kind of fill a gap there. But still, looking at this as an L for them. They did get the VK3002 low-tier tank, a KM5 premium ship, and the SMS Elbing. So that is it for Germany this patch. All right, coming in number 2 in the biggest losers is USA, which is kind of an unusual position. Usually it's not at the bottom of the charts, but we did get the F-14 last time. So the USA takes an L here, unless, so don't beat me up in the comments, unless you love naval. To be fair, the USS Alaska is kind of a big deal. It's a very important ship. It's big and it's beautiful. Whether you want to call it a battle cruiser or a large cruiser, I know that designation has some issues. It's the subject of endless debate, especially with naval historians. So there we go. USS Alaska, pretty cool. There's also the USS Cyclone, which is a very modern patrol vessel. Came out in 1990, so a really modern ship. And there's also the M36B2, which is the tank destroyer France also got, and that is all for the USA. No jets, nothing else. So kind of an L. All right, so number 1 loser in the drone age patch is Japan. And I said we have some repeat offenders. Japan is often at the bottom of the charts just because they don't have much to add. So of course they're going to take an L again. But they did get the Type 16P. I know that vehicle's been requested for a long time, and I think the reason why Gaijin's held off for a long time is because simply if they added that, what else are they going to add? So yeah, long time between vehicles as per usual with Japan. The exception though is that Japan does, if you care about ships, see a fair amount of naval additions. There was the IJN Hatsuharu, so they actually got that this time. But that is it for Japan. All right, and there we have it. Another update, another list of biggest winners and losers. Please let me know what you guys think. Germany, USA, and Japan took L's this time. Let me know what you think about France at the top, holding the crown there, and Japan at the bottom of the list, taking the biggest L with limited editions. As always, thanks for watching the video. If you liked this type of content, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. And I appreciate the support. See you in a future video. Thanks.